So
welcome to Cream Soda Cosplay!
We are going to be doing the relationship tag. Woohoo! Which will be linked in the description. Where did we meet? We met at a world meeting when this one was very, very young. His dad brought him to a world meeting so that he could get the lay of the land. And that's where I first met him. I was just like cute, small child of Francis.
Creep.
Yeah. Oh gosh, the age difference is legit. Where was our first date?
Oh, it was kind of an impromptu first date.
It was.
And then I didn't really consider it a date for a little while until we were already
Together.
dating.
Yeah.
And then it was after a world meeting, after we hadn't really been talking to each other for a long time. But it had started raining and it was like pouring. It was one of the worst storms that city had seen in a long time. And I was running outside and I just remember running down a street and out of, is that like a term, the corner of my hearing? Is that something you can say? Is that
Your peripheral hearing?
peripheral
I don't know.
hearing? Like
You vaguely heard.
way over to the side, I heard someone calling Matthew, and I ran over to where it was calling, and it was her inside
This cute little coffee shop that I can never remember the name of. Because I wanted to take you there the last time we were in that city, and I can't remember the name of the shop.
But yeah, so she saw me running out in the rain and called me into the coffee shop. So we kind of just sat in there with each other and just kind of talked and laughed and got to know each other for a couple hours until the rain stopped.
It was really adorable.
I like that coffee shop. It was nice.
Yeah, wouldn't change it for the world. What was your first impression of me?
Well, first off, I thought your white hair was like super duper cool. I thought, hey, that kind of looks like snow. I really like snow. Snow is cool, so you must be cool.
I like that connection. That was awesome.
A little
Good
kid's
job.
mind.
Good job, fetus Matthew.
Small child mind. I also thought it was really cool that you were taller than I was. Because
Yeah.
I was like tiny. Everyone
No
was
more.
taller. I'm telling you.
I thought that you were, like, even from the time you were really, really small, you were the kindest person I think I've ever met, especially for a nation, because we tend to be jerks, because being old makes you crotchety, and then you just become a jerk, and all the nations are old. So yeah, you are immensely nice.
Oh, thanks.
Love you. When did you meet the family? Well, I met your family before you existed. That was fun.
And then I met your family, which is your brother and your grandfather, just through various, world meetings and various gatherings of countries, I guess.
Yeah, I will say, my grandfather doesn't approve of pretty much anything I've ever done, but he does approve of you.
Oh, it makes me feel so special.
Yeah, you are. So yeah, you just met my family through world meetings and such. Do I have any weird obsessions?
Do potatoes count?
Does hockey count? Do pancakes count?
Do small birds count? Yes.
Yes. How long have we been together? Gosh.
I'm thinking... It was what, like mid-50s?
Yeah, we started dating in like the mid to late 1950s, I would say. So that gives us 50 or 60 years.
Yeah. So it's been a while.
Yeah, pretty lengthy relationship, I'd say.
Longer than most married couples.
Yeah.
So,
And longer than most nations stay together, I will say.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty proud of that.
me too. What was our first road trip?
She flew over to Canada, and then from there we drove down to the world meeting in DC.
Ah, fair.
That was
an experience.
That was not exciting. You played your music extremely loud the entire time.
I'm sorry, but I was driving and I gotta stay awake. And I don't do well
I
in
wanted
silence.
to sleep in the passenger seat. That just didn't.
I brought noise-canceling headphones, but no, they felt weird.
They did feel weird.
I tried. But yeah, that was our first road trip. And I don't know, I think it was fun.
I would do it again.
Yeah, we should go on a road trip. Where do you want to go?
France. Let's go on a road trip to France.
Okay, this is gonna happen. First thing you noticed about me. We kind of went over this earlier.
It was your hair.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the first thing I noticed about you was that you have really similar eyes to your dad, which I think is cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. What is my favorite restaurant? We both like Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
Yeah.
You really like dragging me to Olive Garden. I really like humoring you and going to make you happy.
Olive Garden.
I really like going over to the actual Italian brother's house to eat actual
Well, you know
real
what?
Italian
Let's go
food.
visit my brother. I guarantee there'll be Italian food there.
And Italians.
And Italians.
Or one
Or an
Italian.
Italian. Depends.
A single Italian. Or if you go to Antonio's house, he'd probably want to see you more than your brother would.
Yeah. What do we argue about the most? Argue is... I don't really argue that often. Because we've been together for such a long time.
When you get 60 years into a relationship, anything that's big enough that you would actually want to, like,
Argue?
fight about it, it's big enough where it would actually, like, tear your relationship apart. So, I mean, we don't really argue about much.
Yeah, we're pretty good at avoiding, like, anything that would make us argue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wears the pants in the relationship?
Get out. It's Jules.
I do. I love wearing pants.
Only because I don't have time.
Right. I got stared at a lot in like the 14th century time-ish because I wore pants because they're comfy and realistic. You know? Pants. Wonderful things.
Realistically speaking, skirts are wonderful.
If I'm watching TV, what am I watching? You like watching hockey?
I do like watching hockey. I like to stay updated on that sport.
Yep. His guilty pleasure.
Stop, don't say it.
Toddlers
don't
in tiaras.
You can't say it.
Toddlers in tiaras.
You can't say it.
It's a cute show. I watch it with him sometimes. What do I like?
You like scary movies.
That I do. Do you know what my favorite scary movie is? I don't think I've ever told you, because you don't like watching them with me.
I don't. I avoid them.
I have a lot actually, so I don't know what the answer is.
Okay. And you like... I'm good with not knowing.
Probably Insidious.
Okay. Well, and then you also like Game of Thrones.
I love Game of Thrones.
Even though it's so inaccurate to what actually happens.
How would you know, babe?
No, but like in a monarchy situation.
Okay, yeah, that's inaccurate.
It's just it's so
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know. I like it. I like it.
If you like it, then I'll watch it with you.
Oh, thanks, babe. Except you don't. It's like a horror movie. You won't sleep. Okay. What is one food I do not like?
Sushi.
Yeah.
You don't like the raw fish part of it. And I'm really bad at cooking it. So that might also help.
You don't like scones. That nobody does anymore.
Bad memories.
Bad memories. What drink do I order when we go out?
Beer.
Yep. You like
Ridiculous.
you like really high quality wine. I think it reminds you of your childhood.
When for every holiday, as part of a celebration, my dad would pour, each of the kids at the table would get a glass, well, not a full glass, clearly.
Like a little bit.
But a little bit of this really nice red wine that my dad would keep down in the cellar. And it was just, it's like one of those things where if I taste something similar to that, it just brings me back to my childhood, which was so long ago that any time you get to like remember part of your childhood, it's just a really nice experience. So I do order red wine whenever we go out.
Nice. I just like beer.
You just like beer because you just like beer.
Yeah. It's who I am.
Beer is nasty.
What size shoe do I wear?
Size small.
Yeah. My feet have actually shrunk in the last couple decades. I blame it on lack of exercise because I don't get to fight anymore that much. You wear like size 9s. Ish. I don't really pay that much attention because I can't steal his shoes because they evacuate my feet. Shh! English ain't my first language, honey.
I'm just trying to see what you mean by Okay.
I put on your shoes and they're like, no!
Evacuate. I guess that kind of makes sense. Okay.